What is going on, guys? We're going to have a pretty casual video today where I'm just going to do the NFL Week 1 predictions. I got the schedule right here in my notes in front of me, and we're just going to go game by game. Just so you know, ahead of time, I don't love these teams like I do the Cowboys. So if I miss a couple things, then don't go too hard on me. Although I do keep up with the around the league, so... First game, we got Philadelphia at Washington. Now, here's a couple teams that I do know a little bit about. I think Washington is getting a little bit of hype going into this season, mostly just because for once during the offseason, they made some decent moves. I like their head coach signing, Ron Rivera. I think he's a good guy. He's a good X's and O's coach as well, and just a good all-around leader. Chase Young, bringing a guy like him in from the draft, he's an awesome talent. He's going to be a great pass rusher, and he's going to be a game changer for sure. But outside of that, I just think they lack talent and they lack weapons on offense. They don't have a starting running back right now. This running back by committee thing, to me, always means that you don't have a starting running back. Philadelphia has their fair share of issues as well. Notably, just guys getting older, staying healthy, that kind of thing. And I'm still going to go with Philadelphia for this one. Probably not going to predict scores for these, but we're going to pick Philly and Washington. Now, game 2, we got Miami and New England. And I kind of want to go with Miami in this one, but with Ryan Fitzpatrick starting, I got to take Cam Newton and just wealth of experience he has around him in New England. I think they lack weapons as well. I think Brian Flores' defense in Miami is going to be very tough this year. I think bringing in guys like Byron Jones are going to play a big factor. But at the same time, I'm going to go with Bill Belichick and Cam. I'm picking the New England Patriots. Now we got Green Bay and Minnesota, and I think it's going to go just like it did in the playoffs. You like that? I think Kirk Cousins will, because he's going to play a big role in this game. He did lose one of his biggest weapons in Stephon Diggs, but they brought in Justin Jefferson, and they don't lack weapons. I mean, Dalvin Cook just re-signed for 5 years. Adam Thielen's that guy. Kyle Rudolph's there. And Irv Smith Jr., I believe, will step up as the second tight end as well. So they're definitely going to be a threat to win that division again this year. I don't even know if they won the division last year, but they did win in the playoffs when it mattered. Now, Indianapolis and Jacksonville, I don't have much to say about this, guys. Indianapolis has a lot of fancy weapons this year. They're not great at wide receiver, but T.Y. Hilton is really solid. And bringing in Michael Pittman, the rookie out of USC, I think that's a really good pickup. Jack Doyle's solid. They lost Eric Ebron, but they're bringing in Trey Burton. So if he can stay healthy, I think they'll be set. And they just have an abundance of talent at running back. Nyheim Hines, Marlon Mack, and I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be the standout once he gets a little bit of burn. He's the next AP, in my opinion. So I'm picking Indianapolis for sure. Chicago at Detroit. I'm picking Detroit. And not only that, but I think they'll be a little underrated this year. It all comes down to, is Matt Patricia really this defensive-minded genius that he's made out to be? And I don't think so. I think losing Darius Slay is going to really hurt. But at the same time, Matt Stafford's really good, and he's finally got some weapons. They're bringing in DeAndre Swift. Look for Golladay to have a big year, even if he doesn't play week 1. And I think TJ Hawkinson, who I like to call Baby Gronk, finally comes into his own heading into the 2020 season. Now, as far as the Bears go, I don't have anything great to say about him. Mitch Trubisky won the starting job, but can he actually play? Now, if he comes in with a little bit of swagger, looking differently this year, then maybe I'll change my tune. Until then, nothing about him starting even makes sense. They paid Nick Foles good money to come in and not play, and it seems like Nick Foles always gets that kind of deal. So good for Nick Foles. I love him, and when he's in Philly, I mean, I don't like him because I don't want them to win, but I like the way he plays. You can't help but like the guy. So the problem is when Nick Foles isn't in Philadelphia, he doesn't look like playoff Super Bowl Nick Foles. And he seems to always lose his starting job, just like he did at times in Jacksonville. and maybe even they started him when he was healthy in Jacksonville, but Gardner Minshew was clearly the better player there. I would like to see Mitch Trubisky step up and be a starting quarterback in the NFL, but until he proves himself, then I can't predict that. And also, their weapons are looking kind of iffy. A-Rob will do his thing, but David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen at running back, meh. Lost Trey Burton at tight end, so it'll be interesting to see how they look this year. Defense will still be tough. I'm still not picking them to beat Detroit. Now we'll go on to my next sheet. I got Vegas and Carolina, and I just did a video with my buddy who's a Carolina's Panthers fan and a Panthers YouTuber, Pantherology, so go check out that video. Make sure you subscribe to him as well. But there's not much I can say about what John Gruden's done in Vegas. It just hasn't been great. He really hadn't done anything in Vegas. But what he did in Oakland, which is now Vegas, got that big 10-year contract, and I don't think it was a smart contract when it happened, and it definitely isn't looking that way now. Matt Rule, I think, is going to be a star. I do think the Raiders may be the better team heading into week one, but at the same time, there's just no jury out on the Panthers. They have no tape to watch for the Panthers. So I think the Panthers are going to use that to their advantage. They got the weapons. They got Run CMC. They got DJ Moore. And I think they're going to make it work week one in Carolina. Jets and Buffalo. Hopefully my Bills buddy, Dan Mitchell, I'm sure a lot of y'all are subscribed to him already. Man, I think he will feel pretty good about week one. The Jets are just a team you have to beat, and it's a pretty nice matchup. You should always be happy when you have the Jets on your schedule. And that's why the Cowboys were mediocre last year, because we lost to the freaking Jets. But the Bills won't. They'll win that game in Buffalo. And I don't have much else to say about that. It's not going to be that close. I think bringing in a guy like Stephon Diggs will help Josh Allen the same way it helped Dak Prescott when we brought in Amari Cooper via trade. I don't think Josh Allen will be as good as Dak Prescott, but I think he finally has some legit weapons there. Cleveland and Baltimore. Guys, I'm not even going to talk about this one. I picked Baltimore. I picked Cleveland to suck this year until they prove me otherwise, and I don't think they're going to. Seattle and Atlanta. Look for Todd Gurley to bring back a little bit of swagger to the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think Dan Snyder is it Dan Snyder or Dan Quinn? Gosh, I always get this mixed up. Two different guys. But I don't think their coach is elite, even though he's been hyped up to be because he took them to the Super Bowl. I think their defense has been kind of flat ever since that Super Bowl appearance. I do expect them to be better defensively this year. And my gut says Seattle wins this, but my heart says Atlanta wins it at home, and I'm going with Atlanta. Next, we got Chargers at Cincy. Apparently, Justin Herbert hasn't looked the best. Tyrod Taylor starting week one against Joe Burrow, and I just think Joe Burrow has a plethora of weapons. AJ Green's finally healthy. Joe Mixon just got paid. And they just got all kinds of people to spread the ball around to. John Ross, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. I pick Cincinnati in this one every time. Arizona and San Fran. Now we got to talk about this and the Cowboys game where they might not be played tomorrow because of the wildfires. So first off, I just want to give a shout out to everybody in Cali right now. Just keep them in your best wishes. They're in my thoughts and prayers. Just to be safe from the fire. It's got to be devastating when you're out there with your family and you could potentially lose everything you own, or even worse, a loved one. So keep those guys in your thoughts for sure. As far as football goes, you would think that the NFL would have a contingency plan. You'd think they would know ahead of time what they would do. They would already have this game relocated to play elsewhere, and it doesn't seem like they know what they're going to do. So this game might be moved back a couple days, and if the Cowboys game is moved back, then y'all know I will be severely disappointed and a little frustrated. We could play this in Dallas tomorrow, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It's not even that far from Cali. They could fly down there in a jiff or take a bus. I don't know. Just make it happen. If the game does happen, I'm picking San Fran over Arizona. Arizona's got some fancy little flashy weapons, and they'll move the ball in offense, and they'll definitely be explosive at times. But is Cliff Kingsbury the real deal? Is their defense ever going to become anything besides just Patrick Peterson and Chandler Jones? I don't know that. They're not doing anything right now to show me that week one they'll be ready to go into San Fran or wherever that they're going to end up playing that game and beat them. So I pick San Fran. I'm not going to predict the Dallas game, by the way. I already made the video for that, so do me a favor, go watch it for sure. I think that video turned out well. Tampa and New Orleans, I'm really excited about Brady versus Breeze with Brady's fancy weapons and his new retirement home in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm still going to go with Drew Brees and Nollins, mostly just due to continuity and familiarity. And Breeze knows his guy so well. Kamara just got paid, so there's going to be good vibes in New Orleans. And I think Brady might struggle a little just because their offensive line does not have it. And they got to keep Brady healthy and upright. If they can do that, man, they're going to be tough to beat. But it's a big if. And Tampa Bay does have some kind of flashy weapons at linebacker as well. Devin Bush, Duke can run. But I'm still going New Orleans. We can go over Monday Night Football real quick. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Nah, I'm good. Okay. Pittsburgh and New York. For some reason, I think New York's going to win this, but I predicted in my other video I did with Pantherology that the Giants are going to win it. I don't know why. I don't want them to win it. But looking back, man, that Pittsburgh defense is going to be so tough. I'm picking the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I wouldn't be shocked. Something tells me that the New York Giants are going to take it, but I'm picking the Steelers. And I'm already telling myself I'm not right for it, so I don't know. Nothing feels right. Never feels right to pick the Giants to win, right? But I'm going to go with the Steelers. Tennessee at Denver. Love this game. I think these are going to be two tough teams to beat this year. With jury's already out on Tennessee. We kind of know what to expect from them. And just because they did so well last year, they went deep into the playoffs. I think they'll be the same team this year. And Denver, I believe, will be similar, and that Drew Lock's going to have a big season. They're starting to put some weapons around him, bringing in Melvin Gordon to go along with Phillip Lindsay, bringing in Jerry Jeudy to go with Cortland Sutton. And so I think they're going to be tough to beat in Denver. And you know, I was going to go with Tennessee, but yeah, I'm going to stick with Tennessee. I think that's going to be the game of the week. It's going to be the closest fought battle of the week, in my opinion. Guys, hope you like this video. Hope you like the predictions. I know they're not meant to be taken too seriously. It was kind of a laid-back video. Like I said, I don't study these other teams like I do the Dallas Cowboys because I don't got love for them like I do the Dallas Cowboys. But can't wait for football on Sunday. I'm going to lose my friggin' mind if Dallas doesn't play Sunday night. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm out. Peace.